enjoy your books. BookDocker GO2 simplifies the rest. BookDocker GO2, your docking station for book lovers.
All right, today we're going to do something a little different. Instead of explaining a topic, we're actually going to unpack the story behind a platform, one that was built to solve a really specific and, a very passionate problem. Okay, so let me ask you this. Are you a book lover? Maybe a collector or a researcher? Do you ever feel like your passion for the written word is, well, physically crowding you out of your own home? If that sounds familiar, then guess what? You're basically the main character in the story we're about to get into. Every great solution really starts with a problem, right? A problem you just have to solve. And in this story, the problem is born from something pretty awesome, a total, absolute passion for books. Just think about it for a second. Maybe you're a dedicated researcher, an academic, or a writer. For years, you've been carefully building this library that's basically a map of your brain, of your work. It's not just a stock of books, right? It's this curated collection of knowledge and inspiration. But that kind of dedication, it comes with a price. And this is where the conflict in our story really kicks in. You've hit that tipping point. There is literally no more room. The source material puts it just perfectly. You cannot bring one more book into the house because, well, your spouse is about to freak out. It's that loving but very, very firm ultimatum. So what do? I mean, you're a resourceful person. You come up with a workaround, this clever plan to keep feeding your passion for knowledge without adding to the physical stacks. But, as we're about to see, sometimes the best intentions, well, they can lead to some major frustration. So the whole process starts logically enough, right? You borrow the books you need, you snap some photos of the important chapters. Easy. But what happens next? It's pretty much inevitable. Your phone storage just fills up, and all of a sudden this clever solution has turned into a really frustrating digital mess. And look, this is the really crucial part. The whole process, which is supposed to be fun, the thrill of discovery, of learning something new, it just gets bogged down by frustration. You're spending way more time managing blurry photos and storage warnings than actually engaging with the ideas on the page. And that passion, it starts to fade. But right when our hero hits this low point, buried in digital clutter and maybe a little domestic tension, a real solution shows up. This is the big turning point in the story. And this is where BookDocker GO2 comes into the picture. Now, what's so interesting about this is the language they use. It's not just another app or some marketplace. It's described as a meeting point, a docking station. That metaphor is just so powerful, isn't it? It suggests a place where you can connect, get organized, and basically refuel your passion. Okay, so what does this docking station actually do? Well, it's built on 3 core pillars that directly tackle our collectors' problems, creating a complete solution.
First up, there's a powerful toolkit. And this isn't just about making a list of your books. It's about solving real problems. Imagine a feature that lets you scan and digitize specific chapters, creating a clean, searchable digital excerpt instead of a phone crammed with blurry photos. That is literally bringing order to chaos. Then, second, it's a community where you can share your expertise with other bibliophiles. And third, it's a marketplace, but a marketplace with a really critical difference.
And this right here shows that difference perfectly. On your typical platforms, you're selling through some middleman, right? You're losing value to fees and commissions. But here, the whole idea is to sell directly to other collectors. It's not just some sterile transaction. It's an exchange happening inside a community of people who get it, giving you way more control and, let's be honest, more value. Okay, so we've walked through the problem, the failed attempt to fix it, and now the new solution. So what does life look like for our passionate collector now? What's the final outcome? This is it. This is the resolution. That frustration, it's replaced with this amazing sense of control and organization. You're not fighting against your collection anymore. You're empowered by it. The door is wide open again to enlarge or refine your library however you want. So here's the bottom line. A deep, intellectual passion like collecting books, it deserves so much more than a cluttered phone gallery or some generic website. It deserves a dedicated platform built by and for the people who truly understand that passion. And that brings us to a final question for you. I want you to think about your own collections, your own passions. Are the tools you're using helping you, or are they actually holding you back? Is your library a source of joy, or is it maybe secretly working against you?